Hello and welcome to Zafiralis All Rounder Championship Round 7, the July round from West Hill National Reversed with the XFG. This is a road tyres round, so we've got a 30-minute race coming to you in just a few moments' time. We've had qualifying around the 4.4 kilometres, 2.7 mile West Hill National Reverse configuration, and we have a grid in prospect, 20-ish cars expected to start this one. So 20 XFGs are going to be flying down to turn number 1. The 1.3 litre inline 4 front wheel drive configuration weighing just over a ton. Just under a ton, I can read, and 115 brake horsepower. The first of the two cars in the GTI class, of course, in Live for Speed. Here is the overall schedule for this season. Last time out during June, we didn't end up broadcasting the FBM at Fernbay Green Reversed, and that is all sort of the precursor for tonight's action, the XFG at West Hill National Reversed. With 5 rounds to go after today, that means we are halfway through the championship as we speak. And speaking of the championship, let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship standings as they currently sit. It's the Mooley leading the way for the Zafiralis team. The organisers are winning the championship so far, with TAV Sufor there in second place, although he has joined Born to Race as he entered the championship with TAV. That's why he's there with that name. Then we've got Lorenzo, Roni, Madjester, Kirill, Motomikari, Unite, Mouseman and Dodislav, your top 10. So pretty tight between Sufor and the Mooley at the top of the standings, and we'll show the 39 drivers who have scored at least a point so far this year. So that's the championship standings done. I think we should have a look at the qualifying, shouldn't we, and see how everybody lines up for the start of round number 7 of the championship. It is going to be an interesting one. We've got a lot of drivers in the server, which should be fun, and it's T-Bug who leads the way ahead of Senna BR, Motomikari, Thamuli, Magic, Madjester, Summit, Leto, Petronas, Roni, Nalaluka, Asker, Crash, Striker, Sky Affair, Saul, FKG7H, Martin Kapal, Stigin and Ugly Puppy, your top 20. And then over on the second page of results, we have Michael Malik in P21, not registering a time, so he will start last if he chooses to start at all. And that is the qualifying done. So 15 laps around here, and we'll be getting underway in just a few seconds' time. The drivers will be asked to restart the race, and we will get going. If you want to join this championship, you can do every single month, the first Monday of the month. The next round at a combination to be decided on the dirt, the August 4th. Let's head to the track. We have 18 drivers for the start of this one, and there they all are, sitting pretty on the grid, awaiting the lights. And the engine's notes start to rise, and we are green as everybody makes their way down to the first corner. The Zafiralis drivers have not had a good start at all. They're all dropping straight back down the field like stones to the bottom of a pond, and they're already outside the top 10, 11th there, though Motomikari making up a place quickly. So T-Bug takes the lead out of turn 1, followed by Senna, with Magic tucked into third place. I wonder if the Zafiralis guys have left the qualifying gearing on their race setup, which is a very, very strange thing to do indeed. Not prioritising the start at all and undoing the hard work that they've done in the qualifying session, as T-Bug leads the field into turn number 2. They're going for a move around the outside, it looks. And T-Bug having his work cut out, but Senna dropping, well, actually still alongside as they make the run down to turn 4. The whole field still very much packed together. But it is T-Bug who leads up to the latter half of the lap. Oh, there's a bit of bumping. So Senna very, very keen to make it through. We're riding on board now as we head up the hill. Part of the track we very seldom see. In fact, you have to go a very, very long time back through our broadcast archive to find anything that's gone up here since early 2022. As we head into the penultimate corner, and we're going to have some slipstreaming down the home straight, I think, because Senna is tucked in nicely. Let's see how they navigate the final corner. They've pulled a slight gap, over half a second, to the rest of the field now. And there are the rest of the field, all bunching up behind as Senna tries to line up a slipstream. And the rest of the field charging down behind, but side by side, 3 wide behind. They've got Magic in the middle, trying to defend third place against Naliluka and Samet, but up into the lead, potentially here. We might have a lead change. T-Bug still on the outside, but Senna goes through, initially at least. As up the home straight we go, sorry, up the back straight we go. And T-Bug is coming back at Senna now. Still side by side. Good racing at the very, very front, and T-Bug is back through with the fastest lap of the race. Of course. He crossed the line with his nose ahead. And it's Leto now up into P3 as that battle for the lead continues to go. And Magic has lost a lot of places. He's down to P6. He was defending for third place. He's down to P6. Martin McCarry up to P8. Now, no, P7 he's battling for now with Mad Jester. There he is. Martin McCarry tucked in behind Mad Jester as Senna and T-Bug are still battling at the second to last, and that's allowed Leto to catch up very nicely as Senna goes to the front of the race once again. But these two quite possibly might end up in trouble because Leto is closing in as T-Bug runs wide. He's run very, very wide. He's dropped a wheel. The car has snapped away on him, and that's allowed Leto to get through. Easy pass there. T-Bug dropping the ball into the penultimate corner. And Leto is already up to the slipstream of Senna. And Senna knows it. He's pulled all the way to the left-hand side of the track. As further back, we've got Samet side by side with Naliluka. And Naliluka slightly in front there with the red wheels. And Magic and Mad Jester also battling at the front of this race as well. But it's Senna who leads, only just ahead of Leto. And Leto's going for a move. He's come out of nowhere. And he's pulling up alongside. He has the inside line for turn 2. And that's going to be a pass on the straight. He's almost got a full, daylight between him and Senna. And he is in the lead now. Up to turn 3 we go. Senna back, Martin, well, slightly in the lead going into the corner, but of course he's on the outside line. Leto holding that position, so a good climb through the field to take over the lead as we head into the second half of lap number 3 of 15 here in the Zafiralis All Rounder Championship, round 7. The road tyre round. The dirt tyre round is up next. Heat races in a month's time. But tonight it's a straight shoot to the finish. And at the front of this race, we've got JJ Leto leading Senna. Then it's T-Bug. Then it's Naliluka. Samet in P5. Magic in P6. Mad Jester still hanging on into P7. And Martin McCarry and the Zafiralis drivers with Thamuli just behind with a different strategy, losing so much time off the line. That longer first gear supposedly needed later on. But at the moment they're trapped and they can't make any progress through the field. In fact, I think Martin McCarry was glancing in his mirrors there as we've got Samet chasing down Nalaluka again as we head to the start-finish. But look at that, Leto pulling out a gap over Senna. It's not much, but it's enough for now. And the rest of the field straight over the start-finish line. Nalaluka around the outside this time, having to defend from Samet. And Samet's through. No, he isn't. That's T-Bug he's fighting. My apologies. Nalaluka has caught up to T-Bug. And T-Bug is still holding on to his position. Sorry for the false drama there. As we've also got Monza McElroy in the background going for a move on Majesta. He's made it through. See that developing just at the mid-stage of the straight as Nalaluka does go for the move on T-Bug. So too does Samet, and they're both through. T-Bug down another place, so he was leading this race, and he's now all the way down to 5th place. But he's trying to come back around the outside on Samet. He's got it, I think. No, rubbing, and Samet holds on. Wow, what a race. The XFG always provides great racing, great pack racing, of course, especially at the shortest combination at West Hill. But JJ Leto, look at that, 1.5 seconds nearly. The gap between himself and Senna for Master Race Car. Nalaluka currently 3rd place with the fastest lap. Let's see how this develops. Can he close the gap to Nalaluka in the remaining laps? We're about to tick over to lap 5, which means there's plenty of time left in this race as Majesta is back in the slipstream on Monza McElroy. Look, there he is, as close as you can be. And Asker looks like he's making a move on Thamuli as well, so this Zafiralis strategy has backfired somewhat. They've lost track position at the beginning of the race, and now they're being overtaken in synchro. But that's Majesta running very wide again, and he's going to lose 2 more places as a result, maybe even 3 here. It's a big mistake. And Michael Malik will be ready to soak up any opportunity he can to make up places, as Thamuli is fighting again with Asker here. Thamuli is live on Twitch at Thamuli_. And Michael and Majesta there you can just see behind as well. So there we go. Thamuli is through for now. Majesta is back on the scene. Oh, but contact. Michael Malik joins the back of that train as well. So Thamuli pulling a little bit of a gap now. Asker in the blue and white, Majesta in the black and red, Michael Malik in the This Way Up Free Candy Racing XFG around the outside. Oh, but drops a wheel on the grass. And that's Roni Krompush just behind. Roni on the scene in P12 currently. But what a race at the front that we're getting here. Nalaluka is closing up to the back of Senna with that pace that he's got on him. But almost 2 seconds between P2 and P1. JJ Leto has been allowed to run away at the front of this race. And nobody at the moment has got the track position or the pace to catch up to him. Nico Pantola not using his normal name. So he's going with JJ Leto instead. But it is Sidus Unite essentially out at the front of this race. Senna up into P2 then. Sorry, Nalaluka up into P2. My mistake. Senna down to P3. Losing a position. As Leto continues to push forward. So as we hit a third of the way through this race, there's still plenty of battles on the track. Oscar is trying to stop himself from dropping down to P10. He's defending P9 at the moment. Majesta is closing up to the back of him. And now it's going to be the battle of the teammates. We've got Thamuli versus Motomikari. These two could very well hold each other up. And there is Thamuli's on board. No steering wheel on display. And to the inside goes Thamuli. No, but he's holding it there, but he's compromised Motomikari's line. So this is now costing the teammates time. And look at the gap ahead. It's now over a second and a half to Magic. So not at all what they would have wanted. And as we cross over to lap number 6, that is a third of the race done, just over. Further back, we've got Crash about to overtake Striker. Crash very, very well, ready to pick up the pieces. Striker very, very wide. As Mad Jester has overtaken Oscar, but only because Oscar's driven off the track, and Michael through as well. So Oscar losing 2 positions in one corner. And Nano Luca is not catching up to Unite at all here. The gap to P1 is growing, if anything. And Michael Malik trying to defend now from Oscar. Oscar on the outside into turn 2. Oh, and Oscar's gone for a slide. And Michael's driven onto the grass. So these two are having a hard time at the moment. But they've managed somehow to catch up to Majesta. Riding on board with world-class Lions Oscar. And he would dearly like a P10 finish, I'm sure. Because he just needs to get through Michael. But yeah, the front of this pack now have somewhat cleared off. Nana Luca bringing that gap down to below 2 seconds again, with still holding on to the fastest lap of the race. We'll see if there are any changes to that as we head around to start lap 8. But you can see here it's very, very bunched up. Oscar has got a good run here, and Magic's potentially got a run on T-Bug further up. As Oscar there, he'll have a little bit of overlap on Michael. That's not ideal. Now he pulls back into the slipstream. But is there enough track left to get through before turn number 1? The leader's just going into turn 1 now. Michael defends, but not hard enough. Oscar's gone to the inside, and he's more than half a car length alongside. He's fully alongside, and he's through up to P10. Can Michael hold on around the outside? No, he can't. Nico leads under the pseudonym JJ Leto. Nalo Luca with the fastest lap stolen away from him by Nico. Senna in P3. Samet in P4. Then it's T-Bug, Magic, Motomikari, Thamuli, Matt Jester, Oscar, and Michael. Your top 10 currently. As Nana Luca, even though he had the pace potentially to catch up to Nico, has left the race, has left the server as well, so clearly out of time. This is obviously a pickup race on a weekday, so people have other commitments, of course, in the evenings. That's a shame. What can Senna and Samet do? or any of the other drivers for that matter, to catch up and potentially upset the lead of the race. But at the moment, Nico's got a good grip on this one. Let's see. T-Bug has managed to climb his way back up the grid and is now fighting for the podium once again. Let's see, can he manage to get past Samet on this straight? As overstop finish there goes Senna. Closely followed by T-Bug. Over and under. Mooley also trying to pull alongside his teammate finally. These two have been losing a lot of time. Nearly 10 seconds off the lead. No, it's not going to happen. Oh. Although having said that, around the outside goes the Mooley. It's a nice move. And T-Bug still trying to find a way past Samet then. Oh, goes to the inside. Not normally a place where we see overtaking. Oh, and there's contact. But it's a good move. T-Bug back up to P3. But for how long? Magic's there as well. Oh, but he's driven off. He's lost a lot of time. Magic completely off the circuit and back on now. As up the hill we go once again. Senna now 4.4 seconds back on Nico. Nico has this race well and truly under control. There he is, out of the final corner, down the home straight to start lap number 10 of 15. 6 to go here. Samet's got a run on T-Bug again, and he's moving to the inside. T-Bug doesn't even defend the inside, and well, Samet's going to be ahead before they even get to the braking zone. T-Bug will be forced to concede that one, I'm afraid. Oh, and tries the undercut, but there is a car in the way. Nice attack from Samet there. T-Bug back in front down the back straight. It looks good on camera, but it's not the fastest way around the track. Be overtaking constantly and bumping into each other. But Magic not close enough and not the pace at this stage to capitalise. The Mooley, on the other hand, may score a top 5 here, or maybe higher if he has the pace to catch up to the cars that are battling up ahead of him. But I'm sure they had planned for much bigger things. They thought their setup would be better in the race than this, surely. But now we get to see if the Mooley can make quick progress through this field. As out of the final corner comes Nico. 5.5 second gap over Senna. Leagues ahead of anyone else in this race at the moment. As he goes on to lap number 11. 5 to go. The Mooley not close enough. The gearing just isn't working. It's not worked the way they thought that it would. Other drivers have got quick race setups. And the Mooley just losing time down the straight to Magic. Closes up in the braking, but not close enough for a slipstream. Might have a slight distant toe there, but not enough to affect a pass just yet. As we continue to see Thamuli's on board and catch his Twitch channel, Thamuli_. Pull up his live perspective. Oh, as Magic catches a bit of grass, and this could be a good opportunity for Thamuli to strike. Championship leader, remember, and host team of the championship. But Thamuli will not be happy with a P6. Lots of points potentially being lost if that happens. None of Thamuli's immediate challengers in the championship are present this evening. Sufor is not here, so a P6 won't affect him too badly. But you always want to score better than that, as we lose Senna, who also has to leave the server mid-race in a good position. P2, but hands everyone else on the field except Nico Pantola an extra place. So we lose two of our front runners, unfortunately, from this race, but it's Nico Pantola, followed by T-Bug, Samet, Magic, Thamuli that we're watching, and the gap to Motomikari is opening up and up and up. 4 laps to go, 3.5. Can Thamuli get a podium in this race? He can't get a podium unless he passes 2 more cars. First will have to be Magic, then it'll have to be Samet, or it'll be T-Bug, who's just gone off the road ahead. That's going to give Samet a nice opportunity, and we're going to have a 4-way fight for the podium here. Oh, there's further contact at the front. Samet into the back of T-Bug. That could give Magic a run. They're all bunched up, and this is going to be the grandstand finish. Who is going to get that 3rd place? They're all nose to tail. There's barely a length of an XFG separating all of them. No clean air at all at the apex. And yeah, a 3-way overlap. Magic taps the back of Samet. T-Bug holds on somehow. Thamuli into the back as well. None of them able to capitalize. But this is going to get exciting. Thamuli at the back of this pack. You can see his onboard still there at the bottom right, because he is going to have the biggest slipstream of the lot going down the home straight this lap. But he needs Magic to close in. Samet 2 will have the slipstream on T-Bug. T-Bug will be an absolute sitting duck out of the penultimate corner here. 10 seconds the gap between these guys and Nico. Nico is leagues ahead. Only he can lose it for himself now. Magic on the grass. Thamuli with a wobble as Samet is lining T-Bug up here. As we have 2 cars wide. Samet is through for now. T-Bug forced to the outside line. He's going to try the cutback again, but last time it didn't work. He crashed into the back of him. No, he's staying on the outside. As Thamuli is hanging on around the outside, he's trying to make it work. They're going to be side by side. Samet's up to P2, but look at the gap between all 4 of them now. It's opened up massively. Magic is just about holding on to the outside here. And that gearing is just not helping Thamuli at all. What were they thinking? Thamuli on the inside. He has a slight overlap. Later brakes. Magic might be able to hold on here. He'll have the inside for the hairpin, but Thamuli cuts in front up to P4. Well, he's left it late for this charge, hasn't he? But now, 2 seconds the deficit to the battling pair ahead. But I don't think that's going to be 2 seconds for long, because T-Bug is coming back at Samet now. Around the outside. No, has to slot back in. The door opens up, but there's just not enough grip on the inside, and T-Bug's forcing the gap. That's just going to slow them both down. Oh, but on the grass and more contact for T-Bug. This is aggressive. Some would call it dirty driving for T-Bug. He's forcing gaps where there just aren't any. Samet is perfectly within his right to close that door, but T-Bug muscling his way through, and Motta McCarry has managed to overtake Magic somehow in all of that. And Asker's side by side with with Magic as well. The Magic going backwards. Oh, and losing the car almost there as well. But over start finish to start lap 14. 2 to go for Nico Bontola. T-Bug back in to P2, but not after pushing Samet wide, and Samet won't be happy with this. Going to try and get this place back into turn 1, and Thamuli is just going to have to watch on. Potentially, if this goes into fireworks, Thamuli could pick up a surprise P2 here. Yeah, these two still side by side. Thamuli back on the case, and Thamuli is going to have a monster of a tow here. He's boxed in though. Samet could play it clever here. He could box him in. He has boxed him in. Thamuli to the inside. Is there any overlap? He can give T-Bug a taste of his own medicine. T-Bug pushes him onto the grass, and we almost had a 3 wide, but T-Bug leads this group into turn number 2. Thamuli on the inside trying to get through on Samet, but T-Bug is defending and attacking in a way that you see in touring cars, and Samet's up the inside. Here comes Thamuli. Thamuli's going to have to... He now knows he's going to have to muscle his way through T-Bug if he wants to get through. T-Bug is putting a flag in the ground, saying if you want to get past, you're going to have to get your elbows out. And he's back ahead again, up to P2. Well, it's exciting racing. I wouldn't call it clean, but it's definitely exciting. And let's see, can Samet or Thamuli boil T-Bug's day? Or can T-Bug hold on for what would be an impressive and well-fought podium in this race? Meanwhile, in the background, Magic is having to do some almighty defending from Michael Malik and Asker. As T-Bug just within the confines of the track. Samet will try to line him up into the final corner. T-Bug is going to cut straight back across, but now watch Thamuli with the run. Yep, Thamuli has the slipstream on T-Bug, but T-Bug is just slightly too far ahead. I don't think either of them are going to catch. Thamuli rubbing mirrors with Samet there, and we're on the final lap. This is it. This is the final dash for the podium. One of these guys is going to be disappointed. It's going to be Thamuli. Thamuli pushed wide, and I don't see him coming back from there. Samet and Thamuli into the first corner, side by side. They rub into each other, and Thamuli almost loses the car. Now, Samet has benefited from this somehow and may have a chance, one more chance potentially, to get past T-Bug for P2 in this race. Nico Bontola is gone. He is so far up the road, he would have to run out of fuel or beach it in the gravel trap or give up to not win this race. All of which are possible. But all this squabbling has meant the whole field really has bunched right back up again. I sort of wish this race was twice the length. Because look at that. We've got, what have we got? 8 cars, 9 cars in the shot now. It's T-Bug leading Samet, leading Thamuli, and we've got 4 corners to go in this race. T-Bug hanging on just enough. 3 to go. Magic wide again, potentially handing a place to Michael Malik, who's made it past Asker in all that action. As Nico is in the final corner, out of the final corner now. Going under the pseudonym of JJ Leto, he is going to come to start finish with absolutely nobody in his mirrors. He is the only person on the track, as far as we can see, to win round number 7. And T-Bug, well, you can be your own judge of that one. He forced his way through, but he will take P2 in the race. A hard-fought race, that is. He went down the order and had to work his way right back up it. And it is Thamuli who will be disappointed. Samet takes P3, Thamuli P4, Motomikari P5, Michael Malik, Magic, Asker, Madjester, and Martin Kapal sneaking in there with the top 10. But all eyes now on Nico Pantola taking the win in 31 minutes 6 seconds. And takes the fastest lap as well, a 2-minute 3.26. As we're waiting for the last couple of cars, we've got Striker coming across the line and FKG 7H into the penultimate corner now with some style. Unfortunately, no style points on offer tonight. Final corner for FKG. And without any gear on, clutch fully in, cross start finish to wrap up our 15 finishes that we had in tonight's race. Let's take a look. JJ Leto, that is Nico Pantola for the Siders team across the line in 31 minutes, ahead of T-Bug, Samet, Thamuli, Motomikari, Michael Malik, Magic, Asker, Madjester, and Martin Kapal, your top 10. But your podium tonight is Nico, T-Bug, and Samet, who all fought very, very hard. The Zafiralis guys tried a different setup, and in the end, it wasn't good enough for a podium. Petronas finishes in P11 with Roni, Crash, Striker, and FKG7H, your 15 finishers, with DNFs for Skyfr, Senebiar, who had to leave after getting up to P2 in this race, and Nalaluka, also a high runner, up to P2 at some point as well for the winners team, also a DNF, unfortunately. As the podium begins to assemble in the background, there we have it. Nico Pantola in the middle. And on the outside, to his right is T-Bug, and to his left is Samet. So yeah, that just about does it for us this evening. But there is your podium. And if you want to catch more of this series, then you absolutely can do that. Because there's another round coming up in 4 short weeks. That'll be on August 4th. And it's going to be a dirt round, which means we're going to get heat races and some finals at a track to be decided. And that will be at the Aston circuit somewhere. So the organisers will let us know where that will be. And the car that we're going to be using has been confirmed. It's going to be the Azoo Riss 4x4, which is based on a Toyota Yaris World Rally car. But it is a mod in Live for Speed, so that should be fun. Somewhere on West Hill. But tonight, your winner, Nico Pantola, can celebrate that one, I'm sure. So that is all we have time for in this evening's proceedings. We hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks very much to the drivers and, of course, to the Zafiralis team for putting it all on for us. That was West Hill National Reversed with the XFG. We will see you all next time. We've been Sim Broadcast. You have a good evening. See you on the next one. Good night.